Hey, what's up, guys? Marvel Madness here with Sin City Card and Comics. Alex,
What
what's up?
what is going on, everybody?
We are doing well this holiday weekend. We have a awesome guest that we're going to be joining with. How's your Thanksgiving there, Sin?
It was good, man. It was good. Lots of eating.
Yeah.
Basically watching some sports and some family time. So it was good, man. Much needed time. How about yours?
We watched the World Cup a little bit, the USA game. We were excited. We were ecstatic. My boy Lincoln loved it to death. He's a big into soccer, and yeah, we had really good food and ate my muddy buddies and did some puzzles. We did some good stuff. It was fun.
Good, man. Good. Well, before we bring on our special guest, let's thank everybody for being on episode 4 this week. We have some good things lined up for this episode. And yeah, make sure that you guys hit that like, give us some comments down below, some feedback. But without further ado, let's bring our special guest on.
Yeah, let's bring him in. Daniel, what's
Hey,
up?
what's up, guys?
How's it
What's
going,
going on,
man?
my friend?
It's going well. Like everybody, ate too much food, and then today was actually my wife's birthday, so we spent all day with the kids, so she could go spend time with her family and do some Black Friday shopping. So we're all just full and worn out.
Oh yeah. I am amazed that you said yes and it was your wife's birthday. I'll give her a lot of props.
Well, more importantly, she said yes, so we got to thank her.
Yeah, no, for sure. That was awesome. Great to hear. Great to have you here, bud.
For sure. I'm excited.
Well, a little bit about what we're doing tonight with Valor a bit. We'll get into kind of what he does if those who don't know him. But really, we wanted to talk a little bit about comics tonight. We're probably going to talk about. Definitely going to talk about comics because I had a really big pickup of mine this week that I want to show everybody. And then Alex, you'll show what you got. If you got anything, and yeah, if you've got any pickups yourself, there, Daniel, we'd love to see what you've picked up recently as well. So,
Oh, for sure.
but do you want to start us off again? You like always there, Alex, and show your goodies.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get to it.
Okay.
All right, awesome, man.
All right, just a little bit of shout outs out there. Looks like Armando's watching tonight. What's up, Armando? And looks like my sister and maybe her boy or just her boys watching. What's up, buddy? How's it going, bud? Kellen, my nephew. And then we got a Supreme Love. What's up, man? And then we got our friend Dan in Canada, Vintage Lord Canada. He's got his own YouTube channel now. And you're almost to 1,000 subscribers, aren't you? There, Daniel.
Yeah, I'm getting right there. It's a slow burn for me, but I'm getting away. Now that I've got a different setup, I can start doing more content, which is probably going to be based around cleaning and pressing books, just because that's what I do every day.
Sure. No.
So start incorporating some how-tos as well as tutorials, just make it easy for that community.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited to hear tonight. So, we're excited to have you, buddy.
Word.
All right, man. If you want to go ahead and switch my camera.
So yeah, let me add it in here. And I will do this here. One more. Here we go. And this should add it right now.
Oh.
Not you, Big. I like to see your shining smiley face, but let's add there. There we go.
All right. So just a small pickup, but I love Doom. So first Marvel issue here, Salvador LaRocca. Just an artist that I'm following. But yeah, it's a pretty cool book nonetheless. Not too expensive, but still a high grade copy. Looking to get it slabbed up. Continuing the Doom So I haven't picked up one of these before. This is my first copy of this. A little bit lower of a grade, but probably after a clean and press, it'll probably come back a 3.0. But this is the Fantastic Four annual #2, Origin of Doctor Doom.
And that's a great cover too.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just an iconic cover here. I've noticed in a lot of the copies, I'm going to try and find one, but it's hard to find the word epic right here in this box to be completely shown on the page. So I'm looking to get a better copy, obviously, but nonetheless, I wanted to get a copy in my collection.
Right, because with that book, it's often got a miswrap, like what you're referring to with the box, where it doesn't picture the full square yellow box over to the corner. Most time, it's got somewhat of a diagonal cut, or it's just misproportion.
Yeah. With all the news with Silk, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. I'm going to bring that up on the show, but I ended up picking up a pretty clean copy of Original Sin Amazing Spider-Man #4 when Cindy Moon gets bit. So
now, while you have that book up, and not to get too deep into it, what's interesting about that book is, right now with a lot of collectibles, there's quite a bit of a dip from where prices were selling at. And with that one, even though Silk is a hot book right now, CGC 9.8 of that book is still down considerably from where it was.
Yep.
Because even 3 months ago, I know from experience, I picked up 9.8 of that version of it. There's a 1 in 10, I want to say, Huberto Ramos.
Yep.
Yeah, Ramos, that variant cover where it's the silhouette.
Oh yeah.
Of Silk, where she's got the webbing wrapped around. It's a gangster cover. If you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth searching real quick. But that book was like around $350 for 9.8, and even right now in this dip, even though it's a popular book, you can still pick it up for under $3 now.
Yeah, I know exactly the cover you're talking about. It's they have Spider-Man laying down, that's all wrapped up in a web, right, and then she's like in the dark, right?
Right.
But yeah, it's a sick cover
for sure.
But yeah, I mean, I picked this one up, and I also was able to pick up this. So this one goes pretty much hand in hand with it.
Oh, for sure.
And yeah, this one I got in a let's see if I could. There we go. Pan back.
There you go.
9.8 with the custom label. This one is Ramos as well. So you mentioned Ramos. He is, I believe it. I mean, in my opinion, an amazing artist.
Oh, and, for sure.
I was able to get this as a steal, so picked him up now. And I know that a lot of people. I got the notification from Key Collector, which is what I follow. But I got the notification, and I hurried to go get a copy real quick, and I saw that there was one on auction. Happened to get that slab under $100.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So.
And what's even better about your copy, how it has that custom Spider-Man label, that label has since been retired.
Oh, really?
Right. So if you were to submit a book right now, you're not able to get that label any longer.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. So I guess I lucked out.
Yeah, that's a pretty special Spider-Man label, too. There's a few books that label will actually enhance your book. Like, say, Amazing Spider-Man 365, where it's got a solid black cover, a hologram to the cover that's a homage to AF-15. It's a great cover, but it's still kind of it's not anything spectacular. But if you pair that book with that Spider-Man label, it just enhances the look to the collectible overall.
It's good to know. Oh, I got lucky.
Cool, man. Is there anything else you got?
Yeah, I got a couple more things I want to show, and then we'll go ahead and switch it. This right here, I honestly. When I saw this, I said I have to have it.
Someone asked if that custom Venom custom label was retired or not.
Oh, that's probably a question for Valor.
Do you know about that? There,
I can double check to verify that. I believe because there's been multiple Venom labels. I think the most recent one is based off of Venom Lethal Protector #1. Where I think it's Mark Bagley art, where he's like that on the cover. I believe that label you can still get, and that it's current as of right now, but some of the past ones have been retired. They're pretty much always going to keep some type of a Venom label flowing because that's one of their top characters.
Yeah. Yep, agreed.
I know there's been some Wolverine and Spider-Man ones that have been retired too. So,
yeah, I've noticed the Wolverine has the claws through the grade type of flash. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But 1995 Metal. I'm sure you guys have heard of that, right? I was able to pick up a uncut sheet.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
Which has obviously Venom, Iron Man, Wolverine, and then Magneto, the Silver Flasher, but it says the word Flasher underneath it, so it's a promo.
Okay.
Yeah. Very cool. I know that these get graded actually, the entire sheet with PSA. And if you're able to get it, PSA will grade the whole sheet.
Man, I need to grade mine then.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a 10, it's buku bucks. But I mean, this copy here has a little bit of bubbling on the back corner.
Yeah,
so it's not going to gem, but still, I wanted to have it in my collection. It's just iconic.
That's cool.
It's an iconic set. So pretty cool there. And I think
I do have the same one, so that's good.
Oh, you had the same one?
Yeah.
And then obviously I picked up a box of Skybox at the show today that we'll be ripping next week on next week's show. So stay tuned for that.
You got 10 packs left, right? You've opened
10 packs left. Yep, 36 packs in a box. I had to rip open a few of them. And there's still a hope for that Spidey versus Venom hologram. That's what I'm looking for.
I think our buddy TBC Breaks, Nathan, he bought like 4 boxes of those. I saw one break, but I don't think I finished it. I don't know if he's pulled one yet. So
they're tough. I mean, I don't know the odds for the pack odds for them, but it's not like you get one every box.
Yeah, I've never seen one. I've never pulled one. I've only pulled out of the 1993 Skybox, the Series 2. I did pull a Wolverine out of like the 3rd pack of the box, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
You're familiar with that hologram, right, Daniel?
I am. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now, is that considered to be one of the... What's up, Asher? So is that considered to be one of the top hits within that set? Is the Venom versus Spider-Man hologram?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that I was talking to you before about that has like the different hues. The green hue one, the blue, the orange, and the red. Yeah.
The odds are actually out of 180 packs. Actually, if you look on the back of one of the packs, it does show Spider-Man versus Venom pack odds is like 1 out of 180.
So you guys have a better knowledge base than I do with that set. Other than the hologram of Spider-Man versus Venom, what would be some other top hits that would be exciting to pull when you rip it?
Well, you have the 9-panel red variants of the 2099 characters. So there's a panel of 9 cards that have the Spider-Man versus the Spider-Man 2099, the Doom 2099.
Is there a Ghost Rider 2099?
What?
Is there a Ghost Rider 2099?
Out of that one, I'm trying to think. I don't know if there is or not.
Okay. The only reason I ask is I'm currently on a huge Ghost Rider kick, and I'm trying not to get that excitement carry over into cards because I don't want to.
Well, don't make me send you a Ghost Rider buyback out of 20 then out of player.
Wait, do you have one?
Yeah.
Hey. We'll have to chat about that afterwards.
We'll chat about it.
Yeah, these are
crap, because you have the blue PMG too.
The blue Ghost Rider? No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, did you move it?
I never did. I almost picked it up, but Vintage Lord had the blue Ghost Rider, I believe.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I only had a red Ghost Rider.
Okay. Because didn't you receive a Ghost Rider from the replacement program?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I had thought you did, so I apologize for that mistake.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
All right. So, what do you got, man? Did you pick up something?
Yeah. So, let me see if I can't just change my camera over to my other camera, and that might work. All right, can you see that camera?
I can.
Okay, and my audio is still good.
There's a fun question for you, Josh. Was there ever Stan Lee autos in any of the 90s sets? I've heard of autos, but I was never able to confirm if there were Lee. Now, there were, but I'll let you answer that out of fun.
Did someone ask that? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
no, you're good. Yeah, I saw that now. So there were the Stanley, I guess there were out of it was the 98 creators set.
The Silver Age?
No, 1998. The creators, it's called the creators. Man, I'm getting tongue tied, and I can't think of it right now.
It's all right.
But it was called something creators set. It's a big, huge into Spider-Man set. It had all those sketch variants and all that stuff that weren't sketch cards, but there was Stan Lee autographs, I guess, in those. And then I think there was an earlier set with Stan Lee stuff too, but I can't recollect, and I'd have to refer you guys to probably Sketch Card Hive, because all that information came from him. So,
right,
yeah. But okay, you ready for my pickup here?
I am.
Yeah,
I got a couple. Got a couple. So I'm gonna start off with these two. Okay. So there's two separate ones here. This is actually a sticker that was the Tara Busey sticker from 1980, nice. And this is Namor.
Or is it Namor?
I call him Namor. So King of the Ocean, right? And then
Tyler, what do you call him?
There's this, which is it was like a card, I guess, of it. But that's kind of what I got right there.
That's very cool, man.
These two. I think this is the one that's worth more right here.
The sticker?
This is in better condition.
Okay.
So, but
Valor, what do you call that character?
Namor.
Okay.
See?
Yeah, so do I. But when I heard him in the movie say "no more," I was like, "What is that?"
That's weird.
It may just be a tomato thing. So I've always heard it as Namor.
Right.
I've heard Namor as well. Namor.
You could also almost turn that into like a form of swearing, like Namor. Nice.
Ooh,
here we go.
Nice. Very nice.
Adam Kubert, and it has a certificate of authenticity on the back there. Very of a nice, signing man. That he did.
That is awesome.
Which is pretty cool. It was by a comic shop.
The placement on that is like superb.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
The only other one that I was in love with was one that was, I believe there was one almost just like this, and in the middle here, but it was like gold. So I was like, you know what? I don't know if I like, or no, it wasn't gold. It was red right in the middle here.
Oh, wow.
And it was this red. They made it just like this almost. And it was red right here, but they wanted like $300 something for it. And it was raw, but it just didn't look as good as this one did.
Okay.
Even though there is a lot of whiting on it. I don't think that it's like a brand new by any means, because obviously it was taken out anyway because of the signing. But
well, if you send me some images later, I can help
Yeah,
you
yeah,
look
yeah.
through it. Because with some of that whiting, like what you're talking about, a lot of that can be a manufacturer error, and
Okay.
it won't actually count against grade for you.
Okay. All right. Well, definitely, I was pretty excited about that. Can you kind of tell just a brief little history on this, real quick, Valor? Why this is kind of could be important?
Yeah, so it's a really hot book right now, especially with the announcement of Deadpool 3, where Hugh Jackman's returning as Wolverine, and we're like every community that's out there is excited for that news. So you've got Wolverine and Deadpool together in a movie that's going to be considered an MCU film. But what makes that comic book special is while you have New Mutants 98, the first appearance of Deadpool, and Incredible Hulk 180, 181, that whole spill, first Wolverine, a lot of those comics are out of collectors' reaches just because of how expensive they are. Versus with that book, that is the
Yeah.
first kind of meeting between the two characters of Deadpool and Wolverine. So whenever the news dropped that, hey, they're going to be together on screen, that book shot up instantly to where that actually became the book to be picking up going into that movie.
Yeah, I
And
mean that
Awesome.
book right there, depending on how the movie does, could really shoot up, right? I
oh,
mean,
right.
Yeah.
Well, what's really cool about that book in particular is in the first Deadpool, Deadpool actually kills a henchman and pays homage to that comic book cover.
nice.
Like there's a scene where they're fighting on the freeway and he uses his two katanas and stabs a guy and then picks him up sideways, and they pay homage to that cover with that shot.
That's
Very
pretty
cool.
cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, and that was awesome information.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
great.
Little nuggets of
No,
info.
I got a sweet deal on this. I'll tell you guys what I got after. But anywho, great to have it. I actually I know Daniel knows this about me, but Adam Kubert's my favorite artist from the comics. And he just does awesome Wolverines. So huge fan of that. Did you
Mm-hmm.
both know that at the it's called the Universal Studios Island Adventure, the Marvel side of it? Did you know that the big huge sign of Wolverine was Adam Kubert's art?
Nope, did not know that.
I didn't know that, but now that you mention it, I can't not see it.
Yeah, I found that out the other day because he was actually he posted it, and he showed the original with it. It was pretty cool. So
Nice. Yeah, would you with you picking that up, Josh, would you consider sending that book to the Hugh Jackman signing?
geez, and have a duel? That's crazy.
Right.
I mean, when
Yeah, I
is
mean just
that Hugh Jackman signing?
I believe the cutoff date for submissions are somewhere next month or early January.
Ah,
yeah. Have they
I
come out with
might
a price on that yet?
Yeah,
I
it's
might
around 500 to 550
oh,
offhand.
Wow.
I might consider it. We'll talk about it for sure. So, but that was all my pickup for that. For this week was just that, but it was a major one for me myself. So,
No,
um,
yeah, man, that's a huge pickup, buddy.
it was great. So, I have these 3 packs of Marvel. If you want to just keep talking, I'm just gonna open some product.
I'm cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, while we have Valor here, I wanted to ask him a few questions.
Okay.
Shed some light on some things. So, how long have you been in the comic game?
I've been collecting comics, like I would say on a serious, almost professional level for over 10 years. And with that was starting to getting into grading books, as submitting books myself, and learning a bunch of lessons through those experiences. But then also locally, me and Spidey's twin brother Dustin, we were co-owners of a comic book shop in our area. So we went through the LCS phase. However, we didn't survive COVID. And then actually coming out of COVID, I started cleaning and pressing comics. And at this point now, I've been cleaning and pressing comics for close to 2 years.
Nice, man.
Oh, nice.
Baron
Well,
Baron Zemo foil.
very cool.
That's a great color match card too.
Yep.
Yeah. So let everybody know these are 2021 Marvel Legends series cards that you got at GameStop. It was a GameStop exclusive. I had like 6 packs of them. I can't find my other ones. They're in a little box, and I couldn't find them tonight, so I just brought down also these Overpower. You're familiar with these, right? They're Alex.
Yeah. Yep.
So 1995 Overpower. The best things to pull out of these are either the 1-pack cards where it says 1 per deck or whatever, but a lot of the time you don't get those. It's the booster packs that you get those like 1 per deck or something like that. But these ones, if no one's ever seen these opened, they're kind of fun. I've graded some. But they're the first rendition of the 1995 Overpower was really the first Marvel game that they came out with. And it just has this Deadpool one. This Deadpool right here. This is what you kind of want, is these character cards, and they are pretty sweet, and they actually gem mint really well too.
Right, because I remember as a kid, those card sets. That's kind of how you base those childhood questions of, well, who could beat who up?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I also saw. I think floating around. There's a Wizard Spidey, isn't there, in this set?
There's some Spidey. I don't know exactly.
There's a Wizard Spidey. I think
a newsstand 99.
99 newsstand has a Wizard one.
Okay.
Yep.
That's cool. That's a cool attack. These I used to play with my best friend. We actually used to play this game. And what was funny is a lot of the ones that I couldn't find, a lot of these ones when from when I was a kid, I couldn't find my deck of them there was probably like 200 of them. I couldn't find them for the longest time. And then finally the other day I found them in like a drawer. It was last year the other day, but I found them in a drawer and they were all over, and I couldn't believe how good a condition they were in.
Nice.
And these you get one of these. This is actually a trading card type. They're mission cards. And you get one of these per pack as well as all of what you would get in the playing cards versus the character cards that I showed you the Deadpool of.
Very nice.
Is there a Venom in that set?
There is, yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a character card of Venom as well. I think I have 2 of them. So I have lots of these cards. So if you guys want characters of them, I got lots of them. I'll just send them to you. They're not a big deal.
That's a big Gambit stack.
Yeah, there's a lot of Gambit in this. How many Gambits did I get? I got the character card of Gambit.
It's like 4 Gambit cards in that one pack.
Yeah. There was some at the very beginning too. Cool. Well, it was kind of fun, you know. So this one I actually had, but I didn't have a really good copy of it, and this one looks pretty good. So
yeah, nice, man.
You can tell on the back here how it's all centered and all that stuff. You can look at some, and some are off-centered, like some are off-centered, some aren't. But I picked this up. I don't know if you guys know, but someone made a metal version of these, and there was only like 150 of them or something, and they were metal, and it was like a promo of it. And I picked one up a while back. I have it upstairs, but
man, I would love to see a picture of that.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah,
I'll try to get it. But it's all metal and all that. It's pretty sick. Wow.
Yeah, definitely take a picture and post on your Instagram and tag us. That way, people that are watching the stream, if they're like me, haven't seen that. That way, they can come back and check it out.
I'll find it and do that because it has that art on it, and that art's just So cool with the Wolverine and Spider-Man.
Yeah, Do6237 says some of comic books from the 90s had these cards in them. So maybe in a poly bag type of situation.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure if you've seen those, Valor.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
What's up,
what I
Mr.
got.
Collector? Cool, man.
The camera real quick.
What's up,
All
Vintage Lord?
Vintage Lord saying Image Comics also did a set of Overpower cards, and then Smod has a few of them. That's cool. So, regarding your cleaning and pressing, what would you say, since you've been doing it for the last 2 years, that you've mastered or pretty much have gotten down pat?
You give me a modern book and it's as good as gold, man. Moderns is probably one of the most often tier I receive. So being able to knock those out, nothing. Same thing with Silver Age. I really enjoy working on Silver Age books. Anything with a bunch of bends or dents, I've got really well at. I'm starting to get very good with doing whitening, using blue LED lights to remove stains or anything that's kind of tan, reversing that process to make the pages more white and vibrant like how they used to be. Because doing that method, you can have a dramatic grade bump in doing that. A friend on my channel, his name is Charles. He has a channel called Hobby Heroes. He had an amazing Spider-Man 129, which is the first appearance of the Punisher. Well, it was a 7.5 and had light staining on the back. Well, he did this treatment to it and it came back a 9.0.
Wow.
And whenever you're starting to get to bigger key issues like that that have significant value, the grade bump like that, even though it doesn't sound too dramatic from a 7.5 to a 9, you're talking about doubling the value of the book.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. What would you say that you would possibly need to still work on, or a treatment that you might have not come across yet?
Leaf casting.
Okay.
So if you're not familiar with,
educate me.
so leaf casting is a form of restoration. And just the way I operate, I try not to restore any kind of book because that's just not what I want to do personally. I want the books that I receive to come back a blue label, because a lot of people refer to purple labels, which if you're not familiar, a purple label means that it's been restored.
Right.
And in the comic community, it's often referred to as the purple label of death. Because even if it's a high grade, it's going to take a 40% drop, and people aren't going to want it because it's purple label and it's been restored and it's been touched with. So trying to avoid anything like that. And I try to learn something new every day. You know, in pressing, I reach out to different people in the community, other pressers, and we all communicate and we give feedback to one another on things that could be better or different techniques that one of us have tried that have had success, and then just trying to help each other fine tune the process and what we're doing, that way we can all get better. Now, there are some people that they pretty much want all the clients to themselves. They don't want to help share any knowledge. It's kind of like you figure it out on your own, and there's no point in that. If anybody wants to learn how to clean and press comics, I'm making YouTube videos for it. By all means, learn how to do it because it's fun. I mean, whenever you start getting into comic book collecting, a lot of time you're just focused on the cover. And that's the representation of that book. And a lot of times people don't even read the book itself, you know? And whenever you're cleaning it, you've got to get pretty intimate with it, where you're moving a lot of dirt, a lot of grime. Some books can spend 2 hours just dry cleaning it, where you're removing dirt, you're removing grime, you're trying to remove all those little specks of age that it's gone through. And in doing that, you also got to count your pages. So while you're counting your pages, you might as well read the book.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great philosophy, man.
Well, I've seen some of your posts there, Daniel, as far as when you're showing the some of the ripples and wrinkles and all that stuff that the comic has, and then the after pictures. There's a big difference when you press those and press them out.
Right. And again, that's different techniques. What's referred to as a stack. So a lot of people think that with pressing a book, it's just putting pressure on top of it and flattening it out. You know, whenever you were a kid and you had cards, if it had a lot of bend in it, you would just get all the heaviest books in the house and lay on top of it to try to make it lay flat. A lot of people have that image of pressing a comic. as the same process. And it's not like that. Like there's probably 10 different types of paper you have to use in different ways, depending on the book, depending on the age, and depending on what's going on with it. I mean, each book kind of has a different flaw to it than the next one. You could have a book with a severe spine roll where the book is, let's see if I got one. Like say, this is the book, a spine roll is where the spine is curved upward or downward, and it's affecting all of it. So you have to stack these pages of cardstock in certain ways at certain points in order to lay it flat.
Yeah. That's
so
a good,
it's
good
those techniques.
We have a question here from Supreme Love. Maybe you could answer this one. It says, what is the standard regarding pop staples? So I've been tearing my hair out in regards with CBCS and CGC stand on it. You ask 20 different people and get 20 different answers.
And that's not going to change. I mean, with grading is always subjective. So you send a book for grading, one person could look at it, even though it goes through 3 different graders' eyes, it's still human flaw, right? So one person could be looking at it, they might be in a rush, they might have something on their mind, and they'll be like, okay, well, that's a 8.5, whatever. Send it the next time, and it could be a 9.2. And with one thing with both grading companies, CGC and CBCS, a lot of times the grader notes are inconsistent, or the notes are just something they pass back and forth between themselves as a point of reference, and it may not actually have a definite thing regarding to the book. So say if you look up grader notes on the comic book, it could say moderate creases, moderate bends. But what that actually means is there's moderate bends tied to that crease. So say if you look at it, you're seeing that, well, this is wrong with it, this is wrong with it. However, the physical issue on the book is only one issue. Does that make sense to you?
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect sense, man.
So it's kind of understanding that. And with pop staples or sunken staples, a lot of times with it, it's just going to depend, because they can say that, or they can say that it has staple tears. So they just kind of juggle around how it actually goes. Now, as far as docking it for the grade for it, to my knowledge, it's never been anything substantial. It's just kind of like maybe half a point to a point. It's not going to be as bad as, staple missing.
Right.
It's just a defect.
Well, I know, just to let everybody know, I sent about how many comics? Like probably almost 30 comics to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then out of those 30, maybe we didn't send 5, or we didn't send 3 or 4 or 5 or so. So I think we submitted like 25. And I mean the gem rate that I got, I mean, I think I got 15 out of those 25 books, all 9.8s. And out of all of those, I can't remember. I think they sent one back. That was not going to be
right, because we did a pre-screen, and what pre-screening is, that's where you can set the criteria or the bar of what you want things to be graded. So say, using Josh's submission as an example, we didn't want to get anything below a 9.0 graded.
Yeah.
So we set the pre-screen criteria to 9.0. Any book that's going to be above the 9.0 gets graded and encapsulated. Anything that's not would just be sent back to you raw, and you can save a little bit of money. But you can also save, that security, because what if a book comes back a 6 out of a whole bunch of 9s? Well, if you go to sell it, odds are you're going to eat dirt on just paying for grading to begin with.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you'll have more value selling it raw than you would having it at a lower graded copy.
Correct.
Yeah,
and I was so excited about one particular, and Daniel was so good about it. He was like, I don't think this is going to get a 9. And it was very special to me. And I was like, you know what, let's just submit it anyway. And we'll just go from there. And it's the one that I wanted signed, right?
Right.
Yeah. And so we submitted it and got the signed version of it and everything. And I think he's like, I don't think it'll get more than like an 8.5, you know, just because there was some flaws to it that just he just saw that it looked like it that way, but he did a little bit of his magic, and you know, we sent it in, and it got a 9.4, and
Wow.
I was so happy. And when
Yeah,
I
that's
sent that
awesome.
to him, it's almost like Valor's like his like jaw dropped. He's like, "What? Really?"
Yeah.
It was so cool, so cool. So yeah.
Got a couple more questions here. Mr. Collector has one. Do you personally put micro chamber paper in your books? I know that's mainly for older books.
I do not personally. Now, say any book you have that's graded. I believe recently they changed this, but most of the time you can crack when you crack open the slab book, it has micro chamber paper in it. The purpose of that paper is to just kind of preserve the interior pages. I believe it removes a lot of humidity within the pages, and that might be wrong, but I want to say offhand that it was the purpose of it. That's a really common thing for older books, like what's mentioned there. And some believe it helps, some believe they don't. It really just comes down to your personal preferences of how you prefer to store your books and how you want to try to preserve your collection. Same thing as people that store their books laying flat down versus vertically. It's all about your personal preference.
Gotcha.
A Supreme Love said he sent you a pre-code book to Daniel, so he sent a book to you.
Mm-hmm.
Was a 5.5, and he did the whitening process on it. The results were night and day.
Yeah, on my Instagram account, there you can see quite a good bit of pictures where this process has been done, and it's
That's cool.
pretty dramatic where you see the before and after.
That's awesome.
How do you work on foxing?
Using that same method because that's what helps remove it. So the process of it is you use hydrogen peroxide and then a pretty much custom built chamber using blue LED lights. And the hydrogen peroxide reacts to the blue LED lights. It's the same thing as going to the dentist and getting your teeth whitened. So the hydrogen peroxide will sit into the paper and then it reacts to the blue LED light. And with foxing, when you're doing that method, it'll absorb it and start to pull it out.
Nice. Yeah, I have a book that I'm gonna be sending you, the first Agatha, that has a little foxing on the top of the book. So I was kind of curious.
Okay.
Let's switch gears a little bit. Markets. So do you think that we're at the lowest as a comic book market is, like, or are we still going back towards probably pre 2021 prices?
Yeah, as an investor, I'm scared. As a collector, I hope so.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the market's definitely taken a huge dip, and I wouldn't even say that it's dipping too much as it is correcting.
Yeah.
You know, everything blew up so big during COVID whenever everyone had stimulus money coming in, you know, unemployment, people that couldn't afford Grail comic books now could.
Right.
And I think that now that things are starting to get back a little bit to how they used to be, the market's just starting to correct itself.
And I don't know, I see it not going back to what it used to be, just because of the fact that with all of the Disney and Marvel properties that are happening, I just don't feel that it'll ever go back to some of those all-time lows or whatever. I think it's still going to have some resiliency, I guess, what you would call it. To my that's what I think, but
Right. Like some of the best books that are in my collection, I know what I paid for it. I'll never be able to replace it for that same cost. You're talking about a 3x or 4x. That's now become a standard. Like, unless there's just a total economic collapse, they're never going to go back to those prices. So with the boom, it's also set the standard for a lot of other books, like especially high-end Silver Age, you know, with Spider-Man's villains like Green Goblin, where you could get lower grades for under 1,000 versus now that's not the case because it had set above that $1,000 mark for so long. The odds of it going down, you might get deals here and there, but it's not going to dip down to under 500 or even 750.
Correct.
Right.
I agree.
All right. Here's go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
Well, I was just gonna say, Daniel, just on a note of with what certain things you've picked up recently in cards.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any of those that you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, if I can reach one, just because it's staring at me, it'll show up. I've got a CGC 9 Spider Gwen Jambalaya,
Nice.
Man, that's nice.
which is really nice. I dig that. I'm starting to build Jambalaya sets, which is dangerous. But I just picked up a Magic Jambalaya that I was really excited for. And then here, talking about the Rittenhouse set, I've got the 2014 gold foil Marvel 75th anniversary Ghost Rider, where the art's actually done by artist Clayton Crane.
Yeah.
Wow.
The CGC 9.
Very sick.
Right there.
Very sick.
With the 2022 Spider-Man metal set, I actually had the Venom Platinum portrait for like a week, but then I sold it because I bought a 9.8 Amazing Spider-Man 300.
Very nice.
Yeah. So it's like it's got to go.
It's got to go.
Yeah. No, that's a good book to have, man. That's a good book to have.
Right.
Yeah, I actually have I have one of those in my collection. Not a 9.8, but hopefully I'll get close to what you have there, signed by Todd. So,
oh, that's great, man.
Yeah.
Signing ones are awesome. Either way.
There's a few comments that I actually want to show real quick.
Okay.
So Norn Rad 92 is talking about 21 prices should have never happened. Agreed. Like if you look at Ultimate Fallout 4, the first Miles Morales. So I remember the day that book blew up. You were talking about maybe the second week of COVID. And then Sony announced that Miles Morales was going to be featured for their PlayStation game. Overnight, that book blew up. And whenever that book blew up, it wrote that, rising tide raises all ships.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what happened with the comic market.
Yeah, no, I mean, that Ultimate Fallout 4, there's a variant cover that's like $30,000, I think, in a 9.8, right?
Right. It's by Marco Verdict. I can't say his last name.
Yeah, I can't either. That's why I didn't attempt it.
Yeah. But it's
what does that variant cover look like? Can you bring that up on if you find it?
I'll bring it up.
Screen share it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now it's a great cover, especially for what it is. And then Javerdic, his artwork is featured in a ton of Marvel cards, believe it or not. Especially around the 2013, 2015 eras. And Rittenhouse more than anything, but there's a ton of his artwork in Marvel cards.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen here real quick so everybody can see it. Dan
Vintage Lord said he's got a Craven Jambalaya available if you're looking.
I mean, I might be. If I'm building sets, eventually I'm going to need one.
Yeah. All right, let me see if I can't. Oh, you did that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's because I have a.
You're good.
Right. Can you see it now?
Yeah, I can. Okay, nice. Wow, really? 9.8, and it sold for how much?
No, this is a 9.4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And this one's going for $7,395 on bids. Nobody's bid on it yet. There's 2 days left, but yeah, it pretty pricey book there, to say the least.
Right. That modern variant outsells low-grade copies of Amazing Spider-Man #1.
Is that who it is? Is Jurchevek? Is that what it is?
Okay. Yeah. Jurchevek. Yep.
Nice. That's cool.
I got a question for you here, man, about DC.
Okay.
So, the fact
And
that
just to clarify, we do care.
We do care. We do care.
I definitely care.
No, yeah. I mean, listen. The DC market right now, and this is leading into my question.
We love you, Spidey.
I believe that it is a steal, book after book in the DC world right now. And my question is, with James Gunn coming over, what do you think will do to some of these books as far as his movies?
It's already happening.
That's what I was going to ask.
Man. It's already happening. So James Gunn is highly active on social media. and he likes to post Easter eggs, and he likes to do a lot of teasing. But one of the things he has already posted about it is an image of Lobo and wanting to have Jason Momoa attached to it, which would be great because I mean that's another character that Jason Momoa would, that's him on screen. You know, you want to have a dude that drives a motorcycle, talks trash, drinks a bottle of whiskey, and then like throws it. That's probably going to be Lobo. You know.
Yeah.
But that's a book that's already shot up. Now, even with DC books, you know, whenever Neil Adams passed away this year, there was a lot of Batman and detective comic books that started to go up. Now, granted, they were popular because of his passing, but a lot of those have also maintained it. Like, say, if you use the Key Collector app, which if you're not familiar with it, Key Collector is an amazing tool to use for comic books. It's a free app. You can download it. And in fact, if you go to your local flea market, comic shop, what have you, you can actually use that as a tool to know exactly what you're looking at, what you're going to be looking for. So with Key Collector, they are kind of all in their top 10. They're always showing some type of DC book here lately.
Cool.
And it's
that's really
a lot of it. Right now, the biggest thing in the comic market is Golden Age horror.
Yeah, I've especially since this past Halloween, I noticed that obviously that's the perfect time to sell is around Halloween, those pre-code horror books. But yeah, I've noticed Chamber of Chills, Tales from the Crypt, those type of horror books, really cool bondage books,
Right.
Go for a pretty penny. You know, but yeah, you're spot on that one.
Did you ever buy any of those DC cards that they had that were half NFT or?
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. It's where you could open up a pack of DC cards and they would come with barcodes where you could scan and redeem an NFT of the card.
And there were rares, and I mean there's a lot of the cards are actually numbered. Actually a lot of them were numbered. Some of them low numbered, some of them like using some of the older comics that came out.
Right.
I think I did a whatnot and I bought a few packs and I got a few cards, but yeah, I was just wondering if you got into any of those or not.
I opened a box with Justin on his channel.
Okay, I think I remember that.
Yeah, it was one of his videos where he was having people get together and he had like a PSA reveal and we opened the box. Now, outside of that, I didn't.
Okay.
There just hasn't been a good card product for DC.
I know.
Like, say, with the release you're talking about, the cards, they look cool, but something about the production of it just didn't feel right. It felt too gimmicky and cheap. Like it would have been a versus card game as opposed to a collectible.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be something if something happens soon and we get some sort of DC trading card that could actually equal something like one of the stronger series Marvel cards?
Well, man, I think that would be awesome. I think it's coming at some point because if you look at Upper Deck's EPAC,
correct.
You know, they have the Black Adam weekly cards, which is a DC licensed product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they already have that working, why not make a full-fledged product for DC? Now, I'm not saying that you're going to end up with like DC metal or anything because you just can't, but that doesn't mean they can't try to make their own product using that same method that's been proven to work.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that being pretty big if it does come out, you know.
I'll be flying that flag.
What's that? Oh yeah,
I'll be flying that flag.
No, and that's the thing is, I mean, as much as I'm into, if they make any of these DC cards and they have like a variant that has a Dark Claw on it, I need it. You know, it's gonna happen. Like that's
right.
It's a Dark Claw PMG. I mean,
right.
Love to have that someday.
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But like, say if they took the recipe that works and they did comic cuts where they go and find like some great Silver Age DC comic panels from people like Neil Adams or when George Perez was on Wonder Woman, you could end up having a great product out of that.
Yeah.
Cool.
That'd be awesome, man.
Way cool.
I just want a Batman PMG at the end of the day.
Oh, you want a what?
I want a Batman PMG.
Oh yeah, I know, man.
No, what we need is some black PMGs and have that in the DC world. Can you look at like
Oh,
Joker or Black Batman or something like that on a black PMG?
oh, that would be dope.
Yeah,
Or instead of having the bright neon green, make it almost a jade color,
yeah,
like a dark green.
that'd
Speaking
be
of
sick.
overpower,
There you go,
Nice. What grade is that?
it's a 10. It's
little
Thor.
Thor, little Thor.
Little
Very
PSA
cool.
10 action.
So we got some news this week. You want to jump right into that, Josh? I'm going to share my screen and we can bring that up. I think it'll play into the rest of the evening.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see how we could do this so that my screen is not how it used to, like it looked last time. Let me try and do this.
Oh,
It looked like wide screens.
yeah. It did. It was.
Yeah. Just
I
let
think
me.
if you do the window,
Yeah, I have it on window. Let's
where's
see
the
here.
screen? It's one of them.
Let's see if I do it like this. Okay, let's do window.
But I have my slab case out just to let everybody know. Those who stick around, we might be doing some giveaways at the end. Okay.
There we go. I'll throw a slab.
There we go. All right. So this past week, big news surrounding Disney. Not sure if you saw that, Valor, but apparently the CEO Bob Chapek was let go. Bob Iger is coming back. I read the memo, and it said that he'll be in this role for 2 years, and he will be molding his predecessor to take over after him. So, with this news, they said that he's there to kind of revive the MCU a little bit. They did a poll that said that people feel a little bit that the movies are dry. So, we kind of wanted to get your take on it and see if this is a good thing or a bad thing for the Marvel world and possibly the Star Wars.
Man, I'm optimistic for it. Now, a lot of times you'll have issues where people try to come back and recreate success that they made the first time, and it doesn't always pan out the way they thought it would. But if the dude has the creative mindset, might as well go ahead and call John Favreau.
Favreau?
Yeah. Go ahead and call him up and collaborate on something, and just go full out with it.
Yeah,
Now,
I mean, he was. Yep, go ahead.
I was to say, I think they're starting to mention that they're putting a lot of effort into Secret Wars because they want the Secret Wars project to be bigger than Endgame.
Yep.
Well,
yep, I heard that.
I'm glad you brought that up real quick, Daniel, because that kind of brought up a discussion that I was having with Alex just a bit. And I was talking about just the Deadpool franchise, just real quick. You know, the Deadpool 3. The whole, like, just ability that Ryan Reynolds has in the build-up form as well as creative aspect form of Deadpool is just phenomenal and amazing. And if you're talking Secret Wars, well, obviously we know Deadpool in some variant version would be part of that, right?
Right.
So it just I was just talking to Alex about this as far as we need people in the Disney Marvel realm that are similar to Ryan Reynolds in the fact that, you know, you got somebody that plays the actual actor, you know, I mean, the actor that plays the actual character of the series or the set that has had success. You know, in my realm, Deadpool's like hands down one of the best, you know, in that realm. In what is it? Sony? That is it? Sony or Fox?
Fox.
Fox owns that.
Yeah.
Owns the rights to that. But I'm just saying, like, wherever you have someone that is very excited, just like Ryan Reynolds, you want someone like that because it helps the fan base as well as the whole community and builds it up to the point where if they made it fail, it'd be bad. So that's why they don't want to do it. They want to make it, and it just makes sense to me
Right.
to have people like that.
Well, and I think one of the reasons why that carried over and was such a huge success is because that was a character he wanted to play. That was a passion project for him.
Yeah.
Where he was, passionate for being Deadpool, and it wasn't a job that he was hired to do.
Correct.
And I think that's what you see a lot of the things that's kind of coming out of Phase 4 is that it's not necessarily that it's going downhill. It's a lot of people that have been hired to do a job, and that's how it's being treated.
Versus we need more consultants, more people that care about it that come into play.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just ultimately got to have an individual that's wanting to work, but also gets excited and has passion for the work that they're putting out. This is a far extreme, but if you look at the world of professional wrestling, some of the biggest wrestlers that got over and won the audience, that won the fans over, are the individuals that put more of themselves into their character as opposed to playing a character that they were told to do. You look like Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, they'll say like, yeah, I played a character, but 98% of it is just me outside on the street is what you would see,
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited. This to me is big news. He was there from 2005 to 2020. So he made a huge impact when he was there, and I'm sure he's going to make one now. And like you mentioned, Jon Favreau, I'm hoping that the Ahsoka series that's coming out next year is going to be a big one. General Thrawn,
right?
Big time character that they say could be the next Darth Vader, as far as like that type of character, right? In fact, he was more ruthless, in my opinion, than Vader was, because he didn't have emotion attached to his decisions, right? Where Anakin used emotion, and we saw that in the Obi-Wan series, right? So it could be huge news.
Mr. Collector there's a lot of comments that have came in that we have to
probably let's tackle some. Here's one right here. Supreme Love says, will we see black costume Spidey in Secret Wars, or are there still complications about who owns the film rights? What do you think?
By the time that comes out, the Secret Wars comes out, I'm sure black costume's going to be in it because they've already done so many teases involving that. If you just look at Far From Home,
yep,
all the work that got put into the Venom character, because that's what we're talking about when it comes to black costume, is the symbiote Venom. They've already had different versions of it in their own universes. Now it's all been brought over to Marvel. And even at the end of that movie, you had Tom Hardy show up.
Yep.
So you have rumors continuously going out. It's like, okay, well, there's going to be Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland is going to be in this and that, and it's going to be Venom. Like, it's coming.
Yeah.
At some point.
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Let's see here. Let's try
Supreme
to get to
also asked about the whole we've talked about it before, but just affecting DC and Marvel books versus like the movies and all that stuff. Obviously, with some of the things that have happened and have been announced, there has been effects to some book pricing. But what do you think of the overall aspect of it? Like, let's, for instance, give an example of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Right.
If that movie, when it does come out, because we already have the speculation going, and people are like just picking up stuff, Deadpool, Wolverine, and all that. Once the movie comes out, and if it is successful, would it still give spikes in the fact that, oh man, that movie's sick? I never picked one of these up. I need to pick one up, type of thing.
Well, the thing with that comparison, that'll affect books like the Wolverine 88 you just got, but the first appearance books like New Mutants 98 and Incredible Hulk 181, those are going to just go with whatever the market's doing for that. The movies may have a small impact, but it's going to be dismal because at the end of the day, those are huge books for Marvel collectors or comic book fans in general.
Correct.
So, I mean, I don't really see that having that much of a factor to it. But if you look at, say, anything out of Phase 4, She-Hulk, Werewolf by Night, Miss Marvel, those properties got announced. They were going to have their TV shows, trailers were dropping, the books were going up and up and up. Property comes out, property flops, and so do the books.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and so to answer his question, really, I mean, there are some aspects to it, and then there's some that aren't. But long-term effects that I see happening is just with popularity wise. I mean, it's just going to become more prevalent. People are going to know more about it. It's like, oh, I didn't really get into comics, but this movie was sick. Let me get into comics. Like, there's always going to be people entering the hobby. And I
Right.
would just say if you were to say 5-10 years down the line with that book, would it become more? Would it become less? I only see things gradually going up from here.
Right. And if you look at where a lot of the collectors that have, higher end collectibles in their collection, a lot of those are people that grew up watching, the X-Men animated series, Spider-Man animated series, the Batman. They grew up with those characters. And like just using ourselves as comparison, like we grew up with that, right? And those were just, cartoons at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Look at what the kids have now with all of these movies with like live action on screen heroes with like Chris Evans, Hemsworth, everything that they've been doing. What kind of impact is that going to leave for them going forward? Like, what kind of collectors are they going to be, especially when they have influences like ourselves where we're excited about everything and they're gaining more knowledge than we had as children?
Well, and if you think about the very first X-Men movie that came out in 2000 with Hugh Jackman, that was in the year 2000. The last movie was Logan, but how many little kids liked Logan and not really knew that character? But if Wolverine enters with the suit and the costume, and then you see this 1997 cartoon come to fruition right before the movie comes out again and has that whole reboot of those cartoons, and then he's in this full-blown movie again with Deadpool, what then? It's like it could give still some more nostalgic to those, those kids out there.
For sure. One thing very early on when I was collecting comic books, I would have conversations with other people in that hobby that were starting to get into books, and they would ask like, well, what should I go for? I don't really know what I want to collect, but I do want to somewhat invest into comic books. And just kind of looking at a starting point, my answers to them would be like, well, go to Target and go to Walmart and go look at their t-shirts in their little novelty area and see what characters they're putting on their t-shirts and who they're branding.
Yeah.
Because those are the characters that they are actively putting stock into.
Yeah. So true.
I don't know if I agree with you, Norn Rat 82. Due to the multiverse that is happening and the way that Marvel can go any route, we could have an evolution of Wolverines. We could have more Wolverines than just the Hugh Jackman and the X-23. In the comics, does Wolverine ever die?
Yeah, for a little bit.
I'm just saying, like, it always comes back. Back.
True.
All right, let's head into one more topic that I want to bring up this week, and then we will go ahead and let's see here. I can share it.
We're gonna do a giveaway if we hit 20, dude. Like, we have 19 people
let's
here now.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we're gonna do a giveaway.
All right, we'll do a giveaway tonight, guys. Last bit of news this week, I think is pretty relevant. Silk coming out. Sony is coming out with a series for Silk on MGM Plus domestically and Amazon Prime globally. Live action, opening up some doors for many possibilities, I think, with other Spider-Man characters. This could possibly introduce Miles Morales in the live action world, right? and many other characters as well. So
Do you
Spider-Gwen.
think they'll so is this just a clipping of just like a could be like a what if?
No, well, the news is legit. Silk
No,
is coming out
the
with her
news
own.
is, but like where this like drawing comes and it says let's go with Spider Woman, and then we got Miles Morales.
Well,
What is
yeah,
that?
there's
Yeah.
there's always same anticipation to what ifs, right?
Yeah.
But
I just saw Spider Woman right there, the old school, and I'm just like, oh, I'm excited.
yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, they're already talking about bringing in Madam Web, right? Madam Web has her own thing coming. I wouldn't be surprised if they had a Spider Woman spinoff, but it could very well be good. What do you think about that, Valor?
Well, we also need to see what happens with Into the Spider-Verse 2.
Yeah.
Because they've already shown a clip of Tom Holland's Spider-Man being thrown into that movie through whatever that's going on that storyline. And who's to say that whenever he gets sent back to MCU storyline, he doesn't just reach out and grab Miles and bring him with him.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's true.
I mean, I can't wait till Spider-Man 2099. We see that in a movie. And that's, I'm just saying, in Spider-Verse 2 is Spider-Man 2099 is on that screen. So
oh yeah. I personally like Spider-Punk. He's growing on me.
Spider-Punk.
Spider-Punk's fun.
Yeah, he's a cool character. So yeah, that's all the news we got for this week.
Hashtag Silk. I was always a fan of the Ben Reilly Spider-Man. That's just the 90s Spider-Man for me, where you had the Scarlet Spider and that classic costume with the red and the little pop-up hoodie.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, I think I'm gonna try to get this giveaway stuff going. How about that?
Sure. Yeah. Let's go ahead and try and do that.
Valor, I wanted you to kind of do some sort of wrap up on just with what your channel does, as well as kind of what your realm is right now currently, like what you're into. You mentioned a little bit, but I just wanted you to kind of have a little bit more of a spotlight. So go ahead.
So over on my channel, it consists of really anything that you would walk into a comic shop and see. Like, I'm really into action figures, Marvel figures, DC, customizing figures. Actually, one of my most successful videos on my channel is how to customize action figures, because I get kicks out of stuff like this, where you've got like wired capes and you have all the postable and everything like that.
That's
so
sick.
I get really excited about quality action figures, as well as Marvel cards and comic books. In fact, tomorrow night, I've got a live video that's going to be coming up where I have almost 20 books coming back from CGC that are all DC, they're all Batman, and it's from Neil Adams, a guy, one of my friends locally. He received a lot of comics, and when I mean a lot, like several hundred books, and we went through and we pulled them, and most of them were fairly high grade, of books like the first appearance of Ra's al Ghul, first John Stewart, pretty much any classic Neil Adams cover. It's coming back tomorrow, so we're really excited for that. So that'll be on the channel, CGC unboxings. As soon as we get some more physical product, some card breaks, I'm excited for the WandaVision set. I want to try to pull an Elizabeth Olsen auto, or even Evan Peters, because they announced that they're going to have Evan Peters autograph cards within that set.
That is sick.
So I am trying to find the best giveaway tool.
We'll just use StreamYards. Fine.
Okay.
It goes right in, links right into YouTube. So.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So hold on for 1 second here. I'm going to start it up here. So don't leave, guys.
We got some goodies coming.
What are you giving away, Josh?
Some slabs. I'll show them in a second.
All right.
Yeah, you gotta get people excited.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna give this away right here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, nice.
1994 8.5 Beckett slab of Carnage.
Very cool, man.
I think that is
That's a
going to be
great
a
Carnage
cool
card.
giveaway. Oh yeah, it's a sick Carnage card.
All right, so when you get
the
that,
centering on it's really
popped up,
nice
we'll put,
too. So
when you get that popped up, we'll put hashtag Carnage.
yeah, we got centering in corners 9.5 on this. Surface 9, and then it edges 8, and I don't really think the edges got a great grade for some reason. So it's still a great slab.
Oh,
All
absolutely.
around.
It's a great set.
Here we go. I'm gonna do this giveaway tool here. I'm gonna choose this right here. It's live. All right. What should we do hashtag wise?
Hashtag Carnage.
Yeah, Carnage is already starting.
Yeah. All right, put your hashtags in. Hashtag Carnage.
Here we go.
Give you guys a second.
Hashtag Carnage. All right, here we go. It's collecting right now.
All right, guys, get your entries in.
Keep going, baby.
Yeah, keep going.
All right. So also with Valor Comic Services, he's on IG, Instagram, as well as YouTube. So he's got some good stuff there.
All of it. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram.
Facebook, everything. I did meet Daniel in Dallas. That was a fun gig there.
That was
pretty awesome.
Yeah, can't wait to meet you, buddy.
Oh, for sure, man. We'll have to do another card show going into 2023.
Yeah, my plan is to make it out to Dallas next year to one of the Dallas shows. So
we got 10 entries, guys. Keep on entering. Let's see how many we can get.
Yep. So I mean, next year we'll probably link up, but I'm definitely going to be sending you. And I keep telling you on IG, but I'm definitely going to be sending you a big old stack of books to submit. I just have to decide which ones they're going to be because I'm being pretty picky about it.
Well, I'm doing my Black Friday sale too, where my normal pricing is $2 off each book, as well as every 5th book you send is free.
Okay. Well, then it might be sooner than late. It might be sooner than later. I have some Fantastic Four silver, like 5 or 6 of those that I want to send you.
Okay.
And then I also have some modern stuff too that I want to get slabbed up.
Okay.
Thanks, Armando. Armando posted on Discord we're doing giveaways.
Nice. Yeah, guys. I mean, we're gonna have giveaways each week. We are going to have special guests, just like Valor here, and we're gonna have fun with it. So each week, every Friday, make sure you tune in. Make sure you hit that bell notification so that you can get notified. You know the drill. Make sure you guys are subscribing to us as well.
I do appreciate you joining us there, Daniel.
Man, I appreciate you having me. It's always fun to hang out.
You're an awesome asset to the community. You're a great collector of the community. You've been awesome with your collection of Marvel cards. It's just been awesome. And if we can bridge more of the gap between comics and cards, just kind of bring us all together. I mean, I didn't think I would pick up comics, and I've picked up quite a bit of comics. And even so, it's just to me, it's just it comes in all together. So,
and you want to talk about that bridge and how? And first, I'm flattered. Like you saying all of that is just nothing but flattering. I'm humbled by it, man. I appreciate you so much. But what you just talked about, that bridge between comics and cards. It's interesting, Scandell, he ripped the 2015 Marvel Retro, right?
Yeah.
And I was watching his break, and he pulled a Ghost Rider card, which is just out of the base set, but the artwork looked familiar to me, so I started digging into it. Come to find out that Ghost Rider card is a Neil Adams artwork card, but it doesn't notate it on the card at all. It doesn't say Neil Adams art. What's more interesting is the art that's used for that card is one of the most expensive modern variants there are.
Wow.
And it's like just a little hidden gem that the comic that artwork comes from is a $2,000 comic.
That is so cool.
But
That's
the
cool.
card is $2.50 on eBay.
See,
Same art.
that's the thing. You pick that card up and you grade it, you get a high grade, and then you have the comic. I mean, bam, you got it.
Yep.
Right. Like before doing this video, I was actually looking to the census on the comic that I'm talking about. And if you're interested, it's the 2011 Ghost Rider #1 Neil Adams 1 in 50 variant. On the CGC census, there's less than 28.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I've noticed that. I'm a big Star Wars comic book collector as well, and I've noticed that the variants that are
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it. Hold on. everybody do hashtag Carnage one last time.
Yeah, one last time, guys.
Get in there. Because right
I've
now we have
noticed
10 and there's 18 people in here. Let's go.
I've
Hashtag
noticed
Carnage. And Kellen, you have to. My nephew is like not spelling it correctly. You have to say hashtag CARA CARNAGE, right? That's Carnage.
Yeah,
right?
GE.
I can't even spell it.
But I noticed that pre 2000, I think 15. Now there's a ratio for everything, right?
Right.
But I mean, before there's some pretty pricey ones, man, like the 1 in 100s, the 1 in 50s of Star Wars. From back in 2013 era, because think about it, local card shops weren't buying up 25 of the cover A to get that ratio, right? Or they weren't buying 100 of the cover A to get that 1 in 100, right? So those are pretty expensive books, and like you said, the census on them is really low.
Right. Especially most books that are 1 in 100. A lot of shops aren't going to waste their time ordering 100 copies of one book because not that many people would have it on their pull list.
So now that you mention that, this one right here is a 1 in 100.
Nice. Who's the artist on that?
The artist on this one is, I want to say, Adam Hughes.
Okay.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yeah, I'm picking up a bunch of those lately. The Thrawn books, the 1 in 25 Thrawn variants for the Thrawn series. Holy smokes, man, those are pricey. But all right, let's get to it, man. Let's pull this winner.
Okay, we're gonna pull it. There's only 10 entries, but we'll pull it.
Yeah, we'll pull it.
Here we go.
Let's go. Spin
Don't
the wheel.
Lose anybody else.
Tick, 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 tick. Boom. Oh, Mr.
Hey.
Mr. 3.
Way to go, man.
Congratulations, man.
The Carnage
awesome
slab from BGS, buddy. Good job.
Good job.
Send me your address on IG, and then I'll ship it out to you.
Marvelous Packs. Marvelous Packs is like, Keith, you trolling.
I'm going to do one more. One more
giveaway.
One more.
It's the giving season.
It is the giving season. I'm doing one more. One more. Here we go. And it is Daredevil.
Nice.
And it's a PSA 9.
Sick.
It's too blurry to see, but it is a PSA 9.
PSA 9 holofoil Daredevil from 94.
Yeah, that's right.
The Hildebrandt.
It will be all yours.
All right. So what's the hashtag?
Devil.
Hashtag will be
hashtag devil.
Yeah.
Devil. Dirty devil. Just devil. Hashtag devil.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Get your entries in. Hashtag devil.
Let me see if I can't. I gotta reset it. Hold on. Nope, that's not it. Hold on. What's it doing? What's it doing? All right, here we go.
Nope. Hold on a second.
Speaking of Daredevil, what did you guys think of Daredevil and She-Hulk?
I mean, I like the fact that they're trying to do the old suit to bring that back in, but I mean, I think in the modern, modern era, a lot of people aren't going to appreciate that suit, right? I know that it's his first suit and all that stuff. I think that his red suit is what people know him by, or
Right.
even bringing on the black suit, right?
Right.
Which is even more modern. Would resonate more with people now than the yellow suit.
What's
Right.
up, Keith?
That's just my opinion.
And I mean, for what it is, they delivered the yellow suit very well, just by keeping the Netflix costume and changing the color and pattern a little bit. It looked well on screen versus trying to pull out yellow and red spandex. Made it
Yeah.
a little tricky.
No,
But
yeah, the costume design was awesome.
I loved the yellow. It was great.
Hashtag devil, guys. So you could enter. How many entries you got?
I had 5, so we got to get more than that.
All right, let's get it up.
Marvelous Pax, he's got it.
hey, Vic.
Here we go. Keith's is in there. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, man? Appreciate you coming in, man. Faking work today? Faking working today. Awesome. I didn't even have to work at all. I don't have to work until Monday, so
There you go.
Yeah, you and I both.
That's right.
All right, we got 16 people in the room.
Yep.
How many entries?
We got, let's see, 7 entries.
Yeah, I think it's honestly, I think this tool sometimes doesn't pick up all the hashtags.
It doesn't. I don't know what kind of thing it does, but it doesn't.
Yeah, keep putting them in, guys. Keep putting in those hashtags.
Keep putting them in.
Devil.
Hashtag devil. It'll come through. That's for sure. Well, just to kind of wrap up, I guess, and then we'll just end with the giveaway.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
No, I was just saying in general, with some of the stuff that's going to be happening with Disney, I'm excited about, it's going to be 2 years time. It seems like for Daredevil 3 or Deadpool 3, but I think we just keep it on. I think the market will get a little bit better midsummer. Things will start picking up a little bit. But for the most part, it's pickup season right now. if you can.
For sure.
So
yeah, I mean the next movie on the slate is what? The Quantum Mania, Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming out in February. So I'm picking up, like you just said, it's the buying time right now. This dip right now, it's not going to be around forever. So those who are fortunate that have put back a little bit of cash for these specific times that pop up in a decade or so, take advantage, because it's a great time to jump into some stuff that you possibly couldn't jump into a couple of years ago, right? Comics and cards included. I know I've picked up a lot of stuff that I was out of my buying realm if it wasn't for the dip. So
right.
It could be Keith brought up a good point. Keith's always good with the MCU stuff. Iger could be coming back, and it could be amazing, or it could be a nightmare scenario. But either way, that sell the apple, that's kind of different as well. But
I mean, we'll see, right? I mean, he was there for 15 years. He definitely made an impact when he was there. It has been a rocky ride the last 3 years, to say the least. I think Jon Favreau is amazing at what he does.
Yeah.
The Andor series, I think, put them back on the map as far as getting people engaged with Star Wars again, because it's a much more of an adult show.
Yeah.
And Andor is, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it, but I finished watching it last week, and it was amazing. So I think it's like 10 episodes or 11 episodes or so. But if they keep doing stuff like that, I think the sky's the limit with Star Wars. And we'll just have to wait and see till next year when Ahsoka comes out, if they continue that trend.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask. So being a big Star Wars fan, do you collect any of the Star Wars cards?
Oh yeah. Excuse me. It's funny you say that. I just happened to send everything that I had Star Wars in a PSA order.
I watched the special. It was really good, guys. Don't forget to watch that Guardian special, Guardians of the Galaxy. It's fun.
Yeah. So I sent everything in already. This past week, I have another 35 cards to my right that's going to PSA as well. This coming up week, I have this one card that is an acetate card.
Oh, nice.
1995. It's Boba Fett hiding behind a rock. And
let me make you big real quick. Hold on.
Yeah. Let's see if you can pop me in there.
I don't know what it's doing. Here we go.
So,
all right.
Oh, there we go. So I know it's a little bit hard to see there.
Yeah, a little bit, but
there we go. Right there. You see he's hiding behind a rock with his blaster. And on the back, it's like a weird acetate. But this was pack pulled. I had a box of 95 Galaxy.
Okay.
And I pulled it, and it comes with those little acetate cards in there. I think 1 or 2 per box. But yeah, I got a hold of a lot of the Star Wars Galaxy Chrome. I'm not sure if you've seen a lot of like the hype and stuff like that with the Superfractor of the Kurosawa card.
Right.
Dan the Curator, the great curator, sold for $20,000 to DAP Sports. Yeah, it was. In my opinion, I think it was the highest selling Star Wars card.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
On record. Yeah, so that kind of put that product on the map.
Right.
Brought in a lot of people. But I mean, I grew up on Star Wars, man. I grew up on Star Wars. All right, let's go ahead and pull this.
Let's do it.
Giveaway.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to keep people waiting.
Yeah, no, you're good. We'll do it. Here we go.
All right, good luck.
Good luck, everybody.
You need to have like the Bob Barker wheel. The
right.
All right. That'd be fun.
Vintage. Look at that.
And I gotta send it to Canada.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Our buddy Vintage. It's rigged. No.
It could.
Congratulations.
No, right? It couldn't have a better. It couldn't have gone to a better person because he collects Daredevil. So
that's awesome.
Good job, buddy. Boom.
Good job, man. Boom is
put it
right.
in your, I'm gonna send to you pile because I probably we'll have to talk about some trading, buddy. Okay.
Man, I actually love that Daredevil card. Like that 90s black suit armor.
Daredevil's. Oh yeah. No, it's pretty sick.
You know, one of my favorite cards of all time came out of that 94 Masterpiece set.
Was it the Venom? What was it?
Husk.
Oh, the Husk. Okay, yeah. I got that card.
Hey, that Husk card is amazing. I love that card. I've got PSA 8, the PSA 9 of it, just waiting to get a 10.
All right, one last question here. I think I answered a little bit, but he brought in Filoni for Star Wars. 100%. I agree with what Rona says here. You pair up Filoni and Favreau, like Feige with Marvel, and it's game over. Over as far as content. I mean, those guys will knock it out of the park. So yeah, spot on.
Yeah, that is awesome.
All right, man. I think that we'll wrap it up.
No, we're good.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for everybody being here. Great ending to episode 4. Episode 5 will be that much bigger next week when we bring you another special guest.
Yeah, but midweek we'll announce who we are going to have, and we'll go from there. So,
So
appreciate you, Daniel, for joining us tonight.
I appreciate you for having me, guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you coming on. Very, very insightful stuff with those comics, and just make sure that you guys go follow him. He's all over the social media platforms, IG, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, you name it. He's out there. Go find him, and also give us a follow, guys. It helps us, and leave comments below and let us know what you guys would like to see
If
for
you
next
haven't
week.
already subscribed to Sin City, please go to his channel and subscribe. He's in need of some subscribers, guys. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. We wouldn't be anything without our viewers. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a good night and peace out. We'll see you guys.
Bye,
Take
guys.
care.